Well, hey guys, today's Monday. It's the first day of our 21 day of discipleship challenge, and hopefully we're going to get our workout in, right? And you all are going to join me in reading a chapter of John a day. And so today is John chapter 1. It's a great chapter. You know, John is one of my favorite gospels, so it's actually my favorite gospel. And I really like John because it just gives us an awesome picture of who Jesus is. And John chapter 1 is this awesome introduction to the book that tells us what he's going to be doing in the rest of the book. And in John 1, he's saying, I'm going to be showing to you how Jesus is not just another man, but that he's God in the flesh, and that he's come here to do a whole lot for us. And so John sets out then, and in every miracle that's shared in the book of John, we get a glimpse not just of Jesus' humanity, but we get a very big glimpse of his divinity. So it's an awesome book, and it's a great introduction for us to Christ. So I got into John chapter 1, and John 1 reminded me of a sermon I preached here a while back. And so I looked that sermon up, and I found a clip from that sermon, and so this is my thought this week. From John chapter 1. It comes from the story of Nathanael towards the end of the chapter. So check this out. Here's what I mean. In John chapter 1, verse 45, 46, has an interesting conversation between Philip and Nathanael. And this is a time when Jesus is out rounding up his disciples and training up his followers, right? And so Philip goes to Nathanael after Jesus has called him to come and follow him. Jesus has called Philip to be one of his disciples. And Philip runs to Nathanael. I'm going to assume and say that Nathanael must have been one of Philip's good friends, right? So Philip and Nathanael are buddies. And so Philip wants to go to tell Nathanael this exciting news. This is my perception of what's going on here. And so Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him of whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." Nathanael said to him, "Can any good thing come out of Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Well, come and see." I find this to be a really interesting story, and I think it's a story that we can definitely all relate to at some level. Because look at what's happening here. Jesus out rounding up his disciples, building his team. Philip goes to tell his friend about what is happening and what amazing things are going on. And Nathanael's response, it's classic. It's just a classic response. What? Nazareth? Can any good thing come from Nazareth? Like, why are you wasting your time with somebody from the city of Nazareth? Nothing good ever comes from Nazareth. Nothing good ever comes from there. What are you talking about? He's not like, certainly the Messiah or the Son of God's going to come from Nazareth. No, he says, can anything good come from Nazareth? Definitely implying then that because Jesus is from Nazareth, that Jesus can't even be good. Jesus has got to be bad. I mean, this expression, this question that he asked, it leads me to believe that for whatever reason, Nazareth didn't have a very good reputation. At least not with Nathanael, and we aren't told why. Maybe it's just simply the wrong side of the tracks, and the people that live over there are all bad. Maybe Nathanael had a bad experience with somebody from Nazareth already. I don't know, but for whatever instance, he was surprised that the Son of God, that the Messiah, who Philip was talking about, could ever possibly come from Nazareth, the place where nothing good ever comes from. And maybe he was told that nothing good ever comes there. Maybe it was some tradition within his family. I don't exactly know why. But I know that because of where Jesus was from, dictated how Nathanael was going to respond to him. Remember we talked about labels. Well, here's a label for you. Nazarene was a label, and it wasn't a good one in Nathanael's mind. Now I do want to be clear here for just a second. We're not told that Nathanael viewed Nazareth as an enemy city. We're not told that Nathanael viewed Jesus as an enemy. That word is definitely not used here. Please understand that. But based off of his reaction, I don't think it would be a stretch to say it. think about it for just a second. When you give a similar reaction, would you say that's treating someone like an enemy? I mean, to whom or to what would you proclaim that very same thing? Republican? Can anybody be good and be a Republican? Democrat? Who's a good Democrat, right? Who's a Beaver fan? Who's a good Beaver fan? Can anything good come from being a Beaver? Like, how do we say that? I think that sometimes, even though we don't use the word or the label enemy, our actions can sometimes leave people to believe that they are our enemy. And so that's what I'm saying with Nathanael. The word enemy is not used there, but he's not even, at first, he's not even willing to consider this a possibility because of what he has in his head about this person. So we've got to be careful who we call our enemy, and we've got to be careful how we treat people that we might be disagreeing with or not have had a good experience with. Because if we begin to treat them like an enemy, even if we don't call them our enemy, we might just be creating disunity and dysfunction and be adding to the chaos in the world instead of ushering in unity and ushering in the things of the kingdom of God. So how do we treat people? Whether we call them our enemy or not, it matters. So we need to be careful who we're writing off and why. And again, I think that's a great story, great reminder for us. Don't write people off just because of what other people say about them. Don't write your friends off because of one mistake. Don't write people off because they don't look like you or dress like you. Don't write your parents off because you just think they're your parents and they don't know what they're talking about. Listen to them. Give them an opportunity. I love how that's what he did. He took a chance to go and see for himself. So go and see for yourself. Explore some things for yourself. And you know what? Do the same with God. Don't just take people's word for who he is. Experience God for yourself. Don't just take salvation because everybody else says that you should. Experience salvation for yourself. Work out your own salvation is what the scriptures tell us. And so I really want you to do that. So come and see. Let's go and see Jesus together. That's the goal of these next 21 days, is that we all get to see Jesus for ourselves. So I hope you join me. If you haven't already, go and get the Bible reading plan on Youversion. The link is in the details of this video. And it would be awesome if you would create an account on Youversion and then either let me know or come find me and ask to be my friend on Youversion. And we can read through this plan together and share our thoughts and stuff. And I think that would be really cool too if you would do that. But if not, that's okay. So thanks for watching. That's my thoughts for today. We'll see you again tomorrow. God bless you all.